Hey guys, it's time for another sleuth lesson. I am Miss Wagers, and let's go ahead and get started reading closely. Our learning intentions. We are learning to read closely so that way we can have a deep understanding of what we read. We know we are successful when we can monitor our comprehension while reading, use text evidence to answer questions, and then also ask questions about the text. What else do you want to know? So let's go ahead and read our text for today. It's called Crater Lake. What image comes to mind when you think of a volcano? We've been talking about volcanoes. Perhaps you think of molten lava spewing from one or smoke pouring into the sky and covering the earth with ash. You probably wouldn't think of a fresh lake with the clearest, bluest water, would you? I know I wouldn't. Thousands of years ago, at the top of a volcano named Mount Mazama collapsed due to a powerful eruption. This resulted in a crater on top of the now inactive volcano. Lava sealed the bottom of the crater, creating a basin. The basin gradually filled with water from rain and snowmelt. This crater is now called Crater Lake. Nestled high in the Cascade Mountains of Oregon, Crater Lake is one of the deepest lakes in the world. The walls of the old Mount Mazama tower above the lake, rising from 500 to 2,000 feet. That's 152 to 610 meters. At its widest point, Crater Lake is about 6 miles or 9 kilometers across. Crater Lake is known for its blue color. The lake is so blue because it's very deep. In fact, this lake was once called Deep Blue Lake. The water is also nearly pure, which is a reason why the water is clear. Its purity and clarity are due to the fact that no rivers or streams flow into the lake. If you visit Crater Lake, you will notice 2 islands, Wizard Island and Phantom Ship. You may also see a mountain hemlock log floating upright in the lake. What's so special about this log? It's known as the Old Man of Crater Lake, and it has been floating around the lake for over 100 years. That's crazy. This log's just been floating around for 100 years. Today, Crater Lake sits in Crater Lake National Park. Thanks to William Gladstone Steele, the lake and the surrounding area have been protected and preserved as a national park since 1902. Tourists can enjoy camping, fishing, and hiking during the warm months. However, from October to June, the park is buried under snow. No matter the season, Crater Lake is considered a place of great beauty. Did you guys know about Crater Lake? It would be a really cool place to visit. If you've been there, you should be sure to share with your class. So for our sleuth work today, we are going to do the gather evidence on our next slides, but before we do, we're going to ask some questions. So after reading this text, write 3 questions you would ask a park ranger at the Crater Lake National Park. All right, so let's think of some questions. Ooh, I've got a good one. I'm going to write it down. All right, do you have one? Here's mine. How many people visit Crater Lake each year? I could ask a park ranger that and say, how many people visit? What did you come up with? Maybe you're thinking, will Crater Lake ever overflow? That could be a good question. I'm kind of wondering that too. So I hope you've come up with some questions. We also want to make our case. So it says, what clues in the text help you know that this text is informational rather than fictional? How do we know this is informational or nonfiction? Well, you notice that we do have some real pictures. So we have some photographs. That's kind of showing that this is a real thing. And notice that we have some measurements of the actual size of the lake. So that's showing us, again, that someone's been able to measure it. So that's probably informational. It's giving us information about it. We also have the date of when the national park was formed for Crater Lake. And then it's just giving us all these details about how Crater Lake was actually formed, how it came about. So those are some clues that this is an informational text. And for text evidence, how did Crater Lake form? We are going to use a sequence organizer to think how this lake was formed. So let's think. What was the first thing that happened? I'm actually going to start by looking in the second paragraph. It says, thousands of years ago, the top of a volcano named Mount Mazama collapsed due to a powerful eruption. Right there. Collapsed due to that powerful eruption. So I'm going to put that as the first thing that happens. Mount Mazama erupted and the top collapsed. Next, let's see what happened next. This resulted in a crater on top of the now inactive volcano. Lava sealed the bottom of the crater, creating a basin. So now lava sealed it, creating a basin. That basically means like a bowl, right? We don't want a hole at the bottom of our bowl. So it got sealed though with the lava. So it created a basin or like a bowl. Imagine that. Let's see. What happened after that? What happened then? So let's keep reading. The basin gradually filled with water from rain and snow melt. So that's how it filled up. So eventually the bowl slowly got filled up with water. And then what happened last? Well, this is now known as Crater Lake. So eventually then they named it Crater Lake. They had to give it a name because it's so cool, right? It's not just like, oh yeah, that thing over there. So let's also think, what details support the idea that Crater Lake is a unique and special place? Why is it a national park? What is it? What is unique or special about it? Why would people want to visit that? Well, we can see here, Crater Lake is one of the deepest lakes in the world. In the world, y'all! Not just in the United States, not just in Oregon, in the world. It's one of the deepest lakes. So that would make it pretty unique or special. What about the walls of the old Mount Mazama tower above the lake, 500 to 2,000 feet above? So you can actually still see the old volcano. So the water is sitting in there. So you can still see that. So that's kind of cool or unique as well. Let's see, what other ways is it unique or special? Right here. I said that it's known for its blue color. Have you ever seen water so blue? Like, look back at this picture. You can see the blue water there. That's real. So it has that blue color. So most of the time when you go to a lake around here, the water's pretty brown. Or the water is nearly pure. Okay, so it's very clean or pure. Wow. And if you visit Crater Lake, you will see two islands, Wizard Island and Phantom Ship. And then it also says that the mountain hemlock is floating upright. So there's all these other things about it too. It's not just a lake. It's got these islands in it and this log that's been floating around for like 100 years. Wow. So that would also make it kind of interesting. Like, I want to see it in person. I want to go see that mountain hemlock floating around the lake. And then, of course, it is now a national park. So that makes it pretty special. Anything that becomes a national park is usually a pretty special place. Not just anything can be a national park, right? So back to our learning intentions for today. We were learning to read closely so that way we can have a deep understanding of what we read. We know we're successful when we can monitor our comprehension while reading, use text evidence to answer questions, and also ask questions about the text. All right, did we get all that done? Do we have check, check, check? I sure hope so. And for your reading response, I have 2 questions for you today. Be sure to answer in complete sentences. My first one is, why do you think people like to visit Crater Lake? And then, what do you think is the most interesting about Crater Lake? Again, be sure to answer in complete sentences. All right, guys, that is all for today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another, do all of your work, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.